It's midnight. I have to get to the studio.
From Philadelphia, it's the only original late-night television show in town. Get ready for Raw Reality with Gail Kasper.
If you're like me, you've been out in the single world for far too long. Even if you've just divorced, it's still far too long. So I decided to try online dating. Match.com says I'm 3 times more likely to find a relationship with their help. I think I'm the one person who brings that statistic down. If it weren't for me, you'd probably be 30 times more likely to find a relationship. I mean, guys do reach out to me. I'm just not feeling the connection. So I've resorted to doing searches of men who put up profile pictures with their friends. Yeah, I feel like this increases my odds dramatically. Most often I'm not interested at all in the guy with the profile, but almost always there's some cute friend in the photo. I've even reached out to a few to ask, who's your friend? I haven't heard back yet. So while I'm figuring this out, my producers did set me up with their own online pic. What an experience.
Gail, what the hell are you doing out here? We got a pre-production meeting in 10 minutes. When did you start smoking?
Come on.
Isn't that the same red dress you were wearing last week? Get this girl some coffee. Gail, you gotta get yourself together. We gotta shoot in an hour.
I'm a motivational speaker. I've got my act together.
Watch out the door. No.
Here, you need some aspirin.
So, don't leave us in suspense. How was your date with the online handle guy, Clyde Big 322? Is that what it was?
It was incredible. I had an incredible time. Oh my God, I don't remember everything. I know there was dancing and drinking and walks on the beach and champagne. He is so gorgeous. I hope I didn't do anything I'll regret.
Hey, we just landed the condom sponsor.
No. Did I screw this up? What if he doesn't call me?
Gail, a man named Clyde is here to see you.
Hey, babe.
Hi, we're just finishing up a meeting. Would you mind waiting in the lobby for a few minutes?
Sure.
That is gorgeous Clyde?
I know. He's even more beautiful than I remember. Clyde, can I talk to you for a second? I went out to the lobby after the meeting, but you were gone. Call me. Call me. He's gonna call. He's gonna call. Tonight's Odd Squad, appearing at AOH Division 39 in Philadelphia, a fundraiser to help fight childhood cancer on November 23rd. Frank Genzano, there, I got it, there you go. And appearing at the Flying Burrito Comedy Show at M Room in Philadelphia on September 19th, comedian Tim Ryan. Go to rawrealitywithgailkasper.com for more details and contact information on all of our guests. I'll be tweeting during the show at Gail Kasper Fans. And don't forget, no serious allowed, none, absolutely none. All right, I've got some great stories here for you guys. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, all right. Well, apparently one guy and girl, they went out on a date, seemed like a great time. They go to dinner, and out of the corner of his eye, he sees that she's picking her nose, pulls out a long booger, and eats it.
Yeah, guess what's going to happen? Date number 2. Because I feel like any girl who's willing to pick her nose and eat it in front of you is willing to do some other things on date number 2.
I agree. I'd propose on the spot, I think.
You propose on the spot. You're kind of girl.
A lass after my own heart. Picking her boogers.
To me, I think like maybe they needed an appetizer or something before they started. I don't know. All right, this woman went out on a date with a guy who seemed like he had it all together. They all seem like they had it all together. I don't get that. Nice steakhouse. Then after the third martini, he starts to talk baby talk. Would you like a whittle kissy wissy? And then he reaches over to kind of cut her meat for her. I don't know.
Now you know where the expression "who's your daddy" comes from.
There you go.
I think this guy suffers from the common fetish of pretending that grown people are tiny babies.
Okay. All right, there you go.
It's a nice dinner. She should, just follow
And
through.
she took off.
She
She took off
right.
at the back door.
Just give him a little goo goo gaga you whatever. He paid for dinner. He's a nice guy.
Fast forward 2 hours later, she's wearing a diaper with a binky in her mouth.
Okay, that's scary. That scares me. All right, this one girl met a guy. Again, seemed like a great guy, smart, 5'10". He shows up. He's about 5'6", wrinkled shirt, pants, all wrinkled up, and apparently she didn't know he was 100% blind. She stayed on the date until he reached over to grab one of her boobs.
How does she know he's not like a jazz musician or something? Hasn't she seen the movie Ray?
Right. He's blind. Give the guy a break. He can't see where he's grabbing. And it's probably one of his buddies who set him up with that profile just as a joke, just to tease Tim, the blind guy who's going to go out on a date.
Why's it got to be Tim?
No reason?
I take the blind guy's side because I think he was like reaching for like the salt and pepper or something.
Yes.
Like he was just
No,
reaching.
he knew, and he knows he can get away with it.
He's 5'6".
He was, oh, sorry. Oh,
He's 5'6". That's perfect reaching area.
This one guy went out with a woman and ended up saying, that he'd been to jail. A woman said what for, and it was attempted murder.
See, women and men online date differently. A man looks at a woman's picture and says, wow, she's really attractive. I want to go out on a date with her. A female sees a guy's picture and he says, oh my God, he doesn't look like someone who will murder me. So he kind of cut to the chase right there.
Some girls might be into it though. You just got to deliver it right with like a sexy like attempted murder.
Do you pick your nose?
Maybe he was trying to get rid of her, and that was his one surefire way to go ahead and get rid of her.
Has that ever happened to you?
Never.
Never? Okay.
Thank God.
Then just say attempted rape if you really want to do that.
You know what, we're going to take a break. We've got an expert coming up. Let's see if the Odd Squad can survive a matchmaker. We'll be right back. Welcome back. With us is the CEO of Exclusive Matchmaking, years of success bringing couples together, Susan Trombetti. Susie, it's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, we've got a couple different scenarios and we're sharing with the entire Odd Squad. We want to get some feedback. Let's jump right into it. Tim, when one person starts sending you pictures of body parts, like, what do you do in a situation like that?
I think you thank them. And then you save the pictures. Like, for blackmail in case the relationship goes south.
Okay.
There's websites that are actually dedicated to that, your girlfriendrevenge.com or something like that. So, yeah, you store that up in your little bank for revenge.
To me, it's like a puzzle. You get the head, you get a chest, and then you have to ask for the leg and the foot. It's like a puzzle. You can put it together.
And what else? What are they compensating for their terrible personality as well? So here's a picture of my boobs, but I have a terrible personality, so enjoy.
All right, what do we do with that situation? Getting pictures.
I'm assuming that you're not in a relationship and it's random, so I say you delete them and you delete them from your life, because the phone is attached to your hand and it's just like you're having these sexual thoughts all day long. It's just an unconscious stream of thought.
That's terrible advice.
Yeah, who would not want to have a
Say that
sexual
louder next
unconscious
time,
all
too.
day.
Yeah, say that stuff louder. All right, what about when one person wants to have a relationship through texting and email and that's it? Susan, you go ahead and start us off.
I'm going to say don't. I know you guys are big on that because you just kind of have one-liners and stuff, but text is for announcement only, not to get to know someone.
Yeah, the relationships we have and the people we associate with, that's the only way you should have a relationship with them, is through text message and email and Facebook.
Yeah, but I've done this before, and they end up emailing you and texting you, and then you're like, okay, let's meet for coffee, and they go away. It's like they had a relationship and you don't even know it.
Right.
Yeah.
You've already been outed.
You just have to say, listen, I already have a serious texting relationship. It's with my mom.
There you go.
She texts me all the time.
Okay. What about when they talk about the ex repeatedly? Tim, what do you do in a situation like that?
I think you say, he sounds like a great guy. Can I get his number? Hang out sometime?
Yeah, they're most likely going to think about their ex during other activities, especially when you're actually speaking with them. So that's a no-go for me.
See, on my end, I only bring the ex up if maybe I'm not interested. Like, he's so wonderful. I'm okay. But tell me about you.
I'm just like him.
I always counsel my clients not to talk about the ex and they want to, and I say, just say, it's a boring story or whatever. But when people do it, what you say is something along the lines of, let's just talk about me and you. And other than that, if they don't get the hint, they're not over them. So you got to move on.
So, and let me.
Okay, so I'm
Gail's
not over him. I
point.
need to move on.
Right. So Gail's point is, if someone's doing that, are they trying to get rid of you, or are they not really?
No, that's just a good way to end and cut a date short.
I
think. But
was
seriously, if they're doing it,
yeah.
and a lot of people do it, it's a big no-no. And if they're doing it, it doesn't mean, I think it's okay to say, hey, you're doing this, but also I think by interjecting some playfulness and flirtation. And if they don't stop, then you have to cut them loose.
All right, we got another good one here. What about when one person lies about their age, their height, their sex, or their weight?
They're most likely lying about how many STDs they have as well. So
Okay, so that would just be added to the list.
pretty much, yeah.
Tim?
I think they're most likely suffering from the advanced aging disease from the Robin Williams movie Jack.
Well, could you do like a survey ahead of time? Well, hey, look, I'm going to ask you some questions. You can ask me the same questions too. And hey, I noticed you like basketball. And by the way, male, female, are all parts intact? I could even be, I can even say, I'm mostly Victoria's Secret up here, but hey, I'm okay with that. Anything you'd like to share? No?
That's great. That's creative. I think what you have to do, if it's a lie, that's it. You have to cut them loose. Once again, what else are they hiding?
Right.
Yeah, I like what you said.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? We all have insecurities. We may not want to share everything when we get out there. That's tough.
Yeah.
So would height be a big one for you, because you're relatively
Well, I'm
tall?
5'2", so
I don't think height's important, but people lie. That's the biggest thing they lie about. And if they say, and it really does happen, they say, I'm 5'10", and they're 5'2", and it's it's
You can
noticeable.
tell.
Right.
And I think that's a big lie.
I lied on my driver's license. It says 6'1", and I'm 6
you're
feet
6
at
feet and a
best.
half.
Yeah.
All right, what about when one person does, they're doing all the talking? Tim?
When they're doing all the talking,
Yeah.
you just smile, nod, and hope to get laid.
That's a perfect guy's point of view. We will put up with some pain relatively early in a date for the end result to be exactly that. So yeah.
So you just bear with it? No. I bring a buzzer now. Guys talking too much, and it's like, dude, yeah, it's my turn. That's one. Or if I'm interested, I'll be like, if you keep talking, I'm just going to have to kiss you.
That's great.
Perfect.
That's
Now we know what to
fabulous.
do on dates with Gail. Just talk away.
What do we do, Susan? What do we do?
Well, I think you interject playfully. Let's talk about me. Maybe you bust out into the song Toby Keith, I want to talk about me,
Right.
whatever. But you might have to cut it short, because sometimes they're just a blowhard and they're egotistical, and you don't want to
And they
date them
might fuck
anyway.
What are they? Are they a blowhard? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
they they just might be somebody that's really about themselves. If they're not, but it does happen. I had a guy last week, and he's a really nice guy, but he talked a lot about himself, and she didn't go back out with him. So I think you should try to bring some of yourself into
All right,
it.
one more quick one. What about when the person shows up not looking like their picture? Tim?
I think you just act confused, like, hi, I was supposed to meet someone, but I think they were attractive. I'm pretty sure they were an attractive person.
Yeah, when they don't look like their picture, they're probably great, fantastic in bed. because they're trying to hide that they're unattractive, and they sent you an attractive picture, but they're not. But they're probably a little willing to work a little harder in the bedroom.
Okay, so you're kind of like, you should be open-minded then to that.
Yeah.
Susan, what do you do?
I think that is it a glamour shot, first of all, okay, or is it a photo of somebody else? So if it's a glamour shot or just one of their better shots, you deal with it.
If it's a glamour shot, you just leave. I mean, who gets glamour shots?
I get glamour shots. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back in just a minute. Welcome back. This is Pass or Fail with Gail. This is where we take a real-life scenario and the Odd Squad grades them with a pass or fail. And just a reminder, I will be tweeting with you during the show at Gail Kasper Fans. All right, panel, are you ready?
Yes.
Sure.
Here's the story. All right, so one woman met a physician at a holiday party, takes her out on a date. He uses a 2-for-1 coupon for the date. Takes her out again. They go to the same place. Again, another 2-for-1 coupon. So decide. I'm going to start with Susan here. Pass or fail? And you fail, and what's your reason for failing?
Cheap.
Cheap? Okay.
I really want to say pass. I really do, but I think it's a fail. I think he's.
Why?
I just don't see a guy doing that. I just don't see that story being.
Oh my God! You need to come into my world.
Really?
Welcome to my world.
I'm Italian. We pay for everything. That's the
wonderful. Do you have a
rule on
brother?
dates.
He's still paying for it.
Still paying for it. Yeah.
It's just a 2-for-1.
Tim, what do you have?
And I think this is a fail also. But you have to be sympathetic. Like, he might be like an OCD candidate or something where he probably wants to have everything the same way every time. Like, probably applies to sex too, or he'll want it the same way every time. And he'll probably want 2-for-1 deals there too.
All right, I'm going to give him a pass because I think it's really nice to just be taken to dinner, and I like practicality. I think that's not a bad thing. However, if he forgets the coupon, that would be a fail because I'm not forking out the cash. Next scenario, a guy asked a woman who he'd met out for the first time to ask a stranger wearing low-slung jeans with a shiny thong where she got the underwear from. All right, Susan, pass or fail?
I'm going to say pass. It's hilarious. He's up for anything.
That's absolutely a pass. A guy would totally do that. He absolutely would say, hey, go ask that girl where you got that hot underwear from. Yeah.
I say fail. Ask yourself. Be a man. Do the normal thing and ask someone where their underwear is from.
I'm going to pass it because I think, yes, you ask. As a matter of fact, you ask for you as the female because every woman should know where to get a shiny thong. As a matter of fact, if any of you know where we can get a shiny thong, please let us know. Send it into the station. But I'd say that's a definite pass. One guy had been answering his cell phone from the second he walked onto the date. So here he's on his phone the whole time with the girl. She says very nicely, trying to just kind of edge her way into the conversation, saying, are you waiting for an important phone call? Hoping that he'd get the idea that, got to put the phone away. How did she handle it? Pass or fail?
Oh, definitely pass.
Pass? Okay.
Fail. Just be blunt about it. Tell him to get off the phone, that you're more important than whoever you're talking to.
I'll pass her. I'll give her the pass. But I think she could have been a little more clever about it. Like maybe send him a text message that says does your phone have a app, and then leave.
Okay, can we say that? Tim?
DJ app?
And I would have to give it, I would say a fail, because I think, yes, you just need to be blunt. You need to say, get off the phone. In other words, turn your cell phone off, please. Because really, at the end of the date, are they going to kiss you or the cell phone? I'd give them the option. Who would you rather kiss at the end of that date?
You could definitely have sex with one of the other ones, though. You can have sex with your phone.
That's
happened before.
Not yet.
She wanted him off the phone.
Not in the way that you'd like to. Right. Would you rather be with a girl? Come on, guys.
Most girls would not.
All right, a woman meets a guy out for a first date. Within the first 15 minutes, the guy starts to talk about the high level of money that he earns and then tells the girl how nice it would be to go on an island with her, wake up to a massage, hang out by the pool bar, have great sex. She's disgusted and leaves. What do you think? Pass or fail?
I think that I'll give her a pass because he's just really putting on airs.
Okay, immediately,
Yeah,
first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give her a pass. I think she handled that absolutely correctly without stealing his wallet. Yes.
And walking out the door.
I give them both a pass, I think. Like, he's obviously going with the, like, if I ask 100 girls, one will do it. And the fact that he did it in the first 15 minutes, he's being economical with his time. He's got to do 100 girls. Time is the essence here,
Well, it's nice to hear that because that was actually my story. However, I'm reading it now and I feel like, oh my God, the guy's going to spend money on me, take me to an island, wake up with a massage.
He doesn't
I feel like
really
these
have
are
the
all
money,
your
he's just
stories,
telling
Gail.
you that. That's why I say it. I don't think it's authentic. With my background in fraud, when a guy says that, okay, he's just faking it. He doesn't
He
really
really
have the
doesn't
money.
have money, he doesn't have anything?
I think a lot of times he doesn't.
See, Susan, I need to take you out with me on my dates. And
Yeah.
that would just axe them right away.
Yeah, and I agree with Tim down there. He's hoping that one person will bite. They'll rise
So
up,
do it in
you
the
know.
first 15 minutes. If it fails, move on to the next one.
He's a con artist.
Yeah.
Susan, thank you so much for being here with us today. We'll be right back in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody. All right, guys, I've got to get some feedback here. How has this whole online dating experience impacted you?
It's impacted me a lot. My current girlfriend I met online, and things are going well. So
So you don't want to be back after you hear these stories?
No, not at all. I think I got in and out. I got lucky.
So I'm married. So I don't online date. However, if I was pursuing someone online, I would want them to pay for the site. I want a psychological profile. I want a credit report run. I just want to know what exactly I'm getting into without doing all the hard work.
In our last program, we talked about divorce and not doing it. It should be all coming together now. However, if you find yourself in the dating world, I have 3 tips. Number 1, find something more enjoyable than a significant other. Most often, you'll find an undisturbed sense of peace, which can be better than a significant other. Number 2, don't look for the perfect match. Look for a substandard match. When you do this and you do it well, you'll never be disappointed, and you may even be pleasantly surprised. And finally, number 3, when you finally meet who you think is your ideal mate, accept the fact that they will let you down, you will want to get out, and there isn't anything better. Next week, we talk about stupidity. It all comes in shapes and sizes. It comes from everywhere, from jobs, relationships, anything. We will see you next week. I want to thank our sponsor, GetMainLobster.com. Have a great week, everybody.